Welcome to Chisholm Trail 61. Today we're going to be doing a recipe that my mama made when I was a kid growing up, and I've made for my kids and my grandson. And so we're going to jump right into this. It's just an old-fashioned squash handmade handheld pies. I'm going to show you how I fix them coming up right now. Okay, I got about 1.5 pounds of squash here. It's been washed. All I'm going to do is just chop the ends off, and then we're going to splice it right down the middle. Cut it all the way down the middle. We're going to lay it down like that. We're going to come right up the middle one more time with it. So in other words, we're quartering it. And then we're going to cut them about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick pieces. So, when we get done, we want, just little triangles like that. You can see they about a 1/2 inch thick, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, something like that. Not real thick. And we get these cut up. I guarantee you had never had squash like this before. I had never seen anybody else make this recipe but my mama. Where she got the recipe, I have no idea. She may have just made it up in her head. I don't know. But they are, you think of squash, you think of vegetables, but these pies are actually better than a fruit pie, like an apple pie, or sweeter probably than an apple pie or something like that. It's just really amazing how good these are. And I know when my grandson was just learning how to walk, and got to where he could eat foods. We could fix these here at the house. He would munch on them things till they was completely gone. I mean, and kids, they don't like vegetables, but it doesn't taste like a vegetable when it's in this pie. And what we've done, you can see I got them chopped up and I got them in some water there. I'm going to put these over on the stove and I'm going to bring them to a boil. I'm not adding anything to them right now. I just want to get them to a boil, get them cooked. And whenever we get them boiling and ready to take off the stove, we'll bring you back at that point. Okay, we got our squash up to a boil here. You can see. Now, like I said, we don't have any spices in our water. It's just plain water. We're going to boil it till it's completely cooked. And then we're going to strain it and then put it in a mixing bowl. And we'll bring you back at that point because that's when we'll add our spices and stuff. Okay, when we got our squash boiled, you can see it's still steaming. I just cooked it till it was, really tender. And then strained it, put it in here, and now we're going to add our spices to it. Now, first thing we got a teaspoon of cinnamon. We got a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. We got a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. A lot of people don't realize that when you put salt in something that's sweet, it enhances the sweetness of the sugar. But now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to stir this up. But to be honest, typically at this point, I just add sugar till it tastes right. But I want to give y'all the correct measurements. So we're going to add a 1.5 cups of sugar here, and then we're going to taste it and see what it tastes like. Because I'm thinking about a 1.5 cups is about what I typically would put in. So I'm going to start with that, and then we'll taste it and see. And you can see how that sugar, because it's hot, that sugar melts and just forms a glitter on it almost. See how it's done there? And the reason you boil your squash first before you put anything like this on it, because if you put your spices on it while you're boiling it, and then you strain all your spices off of it. Like this, you get the full flavor of your spices. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a spoon here. I got a couple of spoons just in case I have to do more than one. Add some more sugar, and I got my sugar sitting there. Because like I said, I never typically measure the sugar. I just add sugar, and then I'll taste it. And when it tastes right, that's where I stop. But I'm thinking about a 1.5 cups is going to be about what I normally put in. Blow this just a minute because it's hot. That's about right there. So about 1.5 cups of sugar. And what we're going to do, we're going to make our pie shells for our hand pies out of the Grand's biscuits. I'm going to get them out, get everything set up to roll them out and make our pies. And we'll bring it back when I get everything set up for them. Okay, we got our Grand's biscuits here, and we got our cutting board here. We're going to put just a little bit of flour on our cutting board here and spread it around. Sort of try not to get this flour all over me. I'm bad to make a mess when I work with flour, people. And then we're going to put just a touch, sprinkle just a little bit on top of our biscuit there. And we're going to just roll this out. Now, whenever you're rolling your biscuits out, you want to turn them so that, you sort of keep your pie shell in a circle. And if you'll flip them every once in a while like that, what that'll do, that'll keep your ends from curling up on you. You don't want your ends to curl up on you. So we just roll them out like this. We roll them all different. And we want to roll them down thin now. They need to be rolled down thin. So you see, we're trying to keep that, of course it ain't going to be a perfect circle, but you can see what I'm talking about. We're keeping it sort of in a circle there. And we're going to just keep rolling it till we get it thin. Thinner it is, the better it is. Because the reason being, because everything's cooked there already except for this biscuit pie shell. And so we don't want, we want it to get done all the way through. We don't want to burn our food inside while we're waiting on trying to get our biscuit cooked there. I'm going to flip it one more time. But like I said, doing this, flipping it over and stuff, will keep it from curling on you on the ends so bad. I believe that's probably about thin enough right there. We got it pretty thin there. We're going to set that aside. We're just going to get us a little bit of this here. Now, we don't want to get all that juice that's formed in there. We're just going to get us some of the, about a tablespoonful of the squash there. And we're going to put it in. I like a little bit extra in mine, so I always do a little extra. And what we're going to do, we're going to get us a little bowl, and we're going to get us just a little bit of just regular faucet water. And we're just going to sort of dip our fingers in there, and we're just going to sort of spread it around our edge of our shell there. Just a little bit around the shell, or pie crust, whatever you want to call it. And what that'll do, that'll help it stick together. And then we're just going to pick it up and bring it together in the middle, and then just crimp it down the sides. It ain't got to be perfect. And then we're going to roll it over, flip it over, and we're going to get us a fork here. We're going to just sort of, I'm trying to turn that where y'all can see it. We're going to sort of try to just roll that up just a little bit, and then we're just going to crimp it. We'll dip it in flour, and we're going to crimp it. Turn it around. Maybe I can get it turned around there where y'all can see what I'm doing here. Just crimp it. And it don't matter if a little bit squishes out on you. That's not going to hurt a thing. Just crimp it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some of these, and then we're going to be frying them up in a cast iron skillet. When I get ready to go over there and start frying them up, I'll bring you back at that point. Okay, what we've got in our skillet now, we got our skillet hot, and we got about 2 tablespoons of butter in it. What we're going to do, we're just going to do a couple at a time. We're just going to lay them down in there on the side like that. And they won't need to cook long. It doesn't take them long to cook, because that's why we rolled them out thin like we did, so that they wouldn't have to cook long. Just let them cook. We just want to get them browned on the sides, because remember, our filling is already cooked. So We're just going to let them lay there and start to cook up. Should see them turn there, and they'll sort of stiffen up whenever they start cooking like they're supposed to. You see how you can sort of move them around there already. It doesn't take them long. Like I said, all of our filling is already cooked, so we don't have to worry about our filling being cooking our filling, because it's already cooked. Like I said, we just got butter in our skillet. It's the only thing we got in our skillet. I'm just going to raise that up a little bit and see what it looks like. Because what you want is you want them to brown there on them. Your bread to brown. I got my heat on medium high. So we're just gonna let them cook here just a minute. Now you can do these in the oven. If you don't want to do them on the skillet, you could put them in the oven. You can make your pie shells out of the frozen pie crust in the store. You could make a homemade pie crust and use that. You could probably deep fry these. There's several ways you could do them. You know, and I mean, I'm sure they would all turn out just great. Yeah, I had never tried to deep fry them. I may do a couple in the oven and see what they taste like before we get done here. But I really prefer them on the stove top like this. Just let them cook until they get brown. It does take just a few minutes for them to get brown, but they are well worth it. I guarantee you, like I said, you had never eaten squash like this before. You hadn't eaten squash till you tried this. I don't care if you're a kid, you're an adult, whatever. Even if you don't like squash, you're going to like these pies. They're just that good. Like I said, my grandson, whenever he was young, he wouldn't eat. He didn't like no vegetables. Wouldn't eat squash, save his neck. But you can make these squash pies. He couldn't stop eating. He should be getting close there. Yeah, we start to get a little bit of brown on them. And of course, the more you cook of them, the quicker they'll cook, because you know, if you're using cast iron and you cook in cast iron, the longer you use cast iron, the hotter it's gonna get. So, and like I said, just leave your heat on medium there, and just let them take their time and cook, because it doesn't take long. Actually, the bottom is probably already pretty much done, but I'm just wanting to get some brown crust on it. Roll that over and look. Yeah, you see that? That's what we're looking for right there. Man, don't that look good? I tell you what, I could eat that right now. That butter just adds that extra flavor. Those are the buttered Grand's biscuits that I'm using. Of course, you don't have to use those. You can use the plain. You can use the flaky. You know, just more or less make it your own. The spices, you can adjust spice. If you like cinnamon a lot, add more cinnamon. If you don't like cinnamon, nutmeg, leave it out. You know, add what you like. Just make them your own. And look at that there. Now, does that look good or what? I tell you what, we just ready to eat here. They're going to be ready to come out of there in just a second. Get me a plate ready here. These things are delicious. I can't wait to get a hold of them. I guarantee you I could eat just about that whole bowl full of pies, these pies myself, just by myself. Another little trick I want to show you. If you want your bottom there a little more browner, what you can do, you can just pick your pie up. Yeah, I like mine just like it cooks, but just set it there for just a minute, like that. and it'll brown up there. I'll go ahead and take them out. Now, like I said, I prefer mine just like this right here, where that back is. But that's what they look like. And we're going to cook the rest of these up, and then we'll bring you back, and we're going to cut one open, and we're going to do a taste test for you. Okay, we couldn't wait no longer, so we're going to go ahead and do us a taste test here on this. And we got 5 of them done there in the first 5. But you can see we still got all this here left to cook. We'll probably get 20 or 30 pies out of that, then pound and a half of that squash. I'm going to cut into one here and show you what the inside looks like here. You can see the squash in it. Try to get it in the light there where you can see. See the squash in it? How it's filled there? And man, that is good. Now I'm gonna take me a bite of this one. Y'all, you would not believe that is squash. Y'all have got to try this. Man, I don't want to quit eating now. I done got a taste of it. I don't want to quit eating. Hey, y'all got to try this recipe. If you would, give the video a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all of you that do. We appreciate all of you that take time out of your day to watch our videos. Handmade, hand-helped squash fried pies. We'll see you on the next one.